Hello.
Good morning, everyone. All right, what are we going to find the surface area of today? What does it look like? A cone. Okay.
Cream cone.
I used to have the cone that had orange sheet in it that I could pull out of there, but I couldn't. That's what we don't do. There was like an orange sheet. The side of the cone, if we were able to cut it and like lay it flat, what it looks like?
A circle.
That's not a circle. The base is a circle.
Rectangle.
Not a rectangle either. Okay? Kind of looks like this. Then guys, think about it, the lateral area.
Trapezoid.
Okay? Not trapezoid. It's actually, it actually looks like a baseball field. Look.
A diamond.
Okay? If you were able to take the lateral area, the side of a cone, and lay it flat, it looks like that. Okay? And that's the lateral area, it's an L, okay, is times the radius times L. It's this little cursive L. Look at that little cursive L I made. Okay?
Length.
Well, we're going to talk about that part in a second. But guys, what number do we use for pi? What's R stand for?
Radius.
Okay. So R is going to be the radius of the cone. And then does somebody want to take a guess of what the L stands for? Which part? Which length? What do you think? Ange?
It's like the height on the other side to the right.
Is it the perpendicular height or is it the slant height? Again,
Perpendicular.
wrong one.
Slant.
It's the slant one. Guys, put an arrow pointing to the slant height and call that. I don't know why they didn't use an S. I think because the S looks like a 5 sometimes. So they went to the L, which is the L is the slant height. That down. It's the slant height. Add longer than the perpendicular height. Think about it. The slant height is a little bit longer than this perpendicular height. We use the perpendicular height for volume. We use the slant height for the surface area. Okay? All right, so what else? All right, then here's the whole surface area formula. Okay? We're going to do, obviously, the lateral area, pi RL. Okay? Plus, how many circles, guys, are in a cone?
Who knows?
One of them. Okay? So, if you use your area of a circle formula, it's pi r squared. Okay, so here's the whole surface area formula. And then above it is our lateral area formula. What I want you guys to do, everybody take 1 minute. Go to your pink cheat sheet and go to you can put it on either side. I don't care which side it's on. But make sure you've labeled it surface area. Surface area. Okay? Last period I think we put it on here. You guys get your cone, you got your cones in the middle part of the one side. Last period like drew a line in the cones part and then just did a whole surface area stuff on the side of it. We have some space there. Okay? So get those two formulas written down. Lateral area and then total surface area. Make sure you use your formulas. Harrison.
Isn't there infinite many circles in a triangle? In that?
I don't know what you speak of.
There's like a lot. There's like.
I see one.
But there's more. There's the circles and circles.
Is there some medication that you were on that
Yeah,
I'm aware
yeah,
of?
yeah. No, with the circles. Okay, so the there's like.
Oh no, Mr.
There's
Vincini.
one circle.
I know what he's saying. If you fill it up, it's a bunch of circles that end up getting smaller towards the top.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
You're weird. The surface area is just the area of the outside. We're not worried about the little circles that are inside of it. Okay? Thank you. I do like outside the box. Come up with interesting.
What is a cone?
Say again?
Wouldn't you be
What is
thinking
it called?
inside the box?
What is a cone?
Was that calling it something else?
Box. Call it a box.
Oh, you're right. It is a cone.
Wouldn't you be thinking inside the cone?
We're actually going to do a problem, Harrison, with a ice cream cone.
It's amazing.
All right, Maeve?
Yeah.
You gonna make it? All right. Let's do some of these. All right. Find the lateral area only for each cone. Okay. So we're not gonna include the base or the circle part. And then your notes, guys, have a little.
It's all about the base. About the base. No trouble.
That's
It's
lateral
all
area.
about
It's
the base.
treble.
The base.
Shut up, Pierce.
We come up with songs. It's all about the base. About the base.
No, we're not doing the base. It's not about the base.
It looks like
It's not about the base.
It's not about the base. About lateral area only today.
Well,
Well, really,
lateral
God.
area.
the first couple parts of lateral
Not
area.
about the base. Not the base.
Because if we have an ice
About
cream
the
cone,
lateral
if we have an ice cream cone,
Like that up.
and I think Harrison has issues. Sorry.
It's okay.
Okay.
I
We're gonna
can do
find
a
the
lot.
lateral area only, guys, which means we're not gonna do the top parts or the circular part. Do you guys understand that?
Yes.
All right, let's do this. I'm gonna write the lateral area formula one time up here. It is pi times r times the slant height. Okay. What I would expect you guys to do is write down the just put the numbers in, and then grab your calculator and do it. All right. Lateral area for this one. Okay. Pabon, what numbers are we going to multiply together to find the lateral area of that first cone?
4 and 5.
Don't forget your 3.14.
4 times 4 and 5.
Yeah, times 4 times 5. Okay, notice we're not squaring anything, we're not cubing anything as of right now. Okay? Just type that in, and Pabon, what'd you get?
62.8.
62.8. Everybody practice rounding to the nearest tenth. That's what the directions say to do, round to the nearest tenth. And then how would you label, Antonio, the lateral area?
7 meters squared.
Centimeters squared, very good. Okay. Everybody get that? Everybody get that? I did take off, guys, on the quiz, and I'll take off on the test Thursday. You don't label things correctly. All right, next one. Sometimes they give you a diameter. Okay? We don't want the diameter. We need the radius in this formula. I'm going to put an arrow pointing to the radius. If the diameter is 10, how much is the radius? 5. Half of it. We'll put 5 feet in there. So the lateral area. Ms. Harms, what numbers are we going to multiply together for the lateral area of this cone? Times 12. Perfect. Did you do that yet, Katie? What'd you get? That's what I got, 188.4 feet squared. Everybody able to type that in? Capiche? Lateral area is pretty simple. Lateral area is pretty simple. Now, Dairy Queen sells waffle cones dipped in chocolate. The waffle cone has a diameter of 2 5/8 inches. Ooh, we're going to have to practice our fractions. And a slant height of 6, find the lateral area of the waffle cone. Why with a waffle cone would we only find the lateral area?
Because there's no circles.
Yeah, think about a waffle cone, guys. You've all seen one. You're going to fill it with ice cream. There's no top to it. There's no circular part. So you would just be finding the lateral area.
The
All right.
waffle cones are different.
Yeah, the waffle cones are uneven.
Yeah, they are. They're kind of rigid and
And like one
Jaggedy.
side's longer than the other.
right. I would agree. So we know that the slant height is 6. Put that in there. But now the diameter is 2 5/8. We don't want the diameter. We need the radius. Everybody practice typing this into your calculator. 2 5/8. Use your ABC button. And divide it by 2 to find out what the radius would be. Okay, with a diameter of 2 5/8.
1 and 5/16.
You were correct, Mundo. 1 5/16. So we're going to have fractions and decimals to multiply together, but we can do this. So the lateral area equals 3.14 times 1 5/16 times 6. And everybody practice typing that in.
Wait, how did you get 1 and 5/16? Oh, they multiplied the 2.
Honey, what kind of calculator you have, Ann? You got to know where your fraction button is.
I know.
You got it?
Let's have the answers.
2 and 5 is
Connor, give me a shoe.
I can do it.
No, you can't.
Connor,
You're welcome.
smell it already.
Harrison's. Peanuts. All right, type that in there, guys, and somebody give me the lateral area of this waffle cone. Ange, what'd you get?
24.7 inches squared.
Perfect. That's what I got. 24.7 inches squared. Practice typing fractions in your calculator. All right, that was lateral area. Everybody good with that? Is it on your cheat sheet?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, the next one's lateral area too. Okay.
Rocco.
Guys, why would a cone-shaped hat also just be lateral area? Yeah, you wouldn't have a hat that's got a flat circular part like this. It would be much easier to fit on a head if it were open.
Mate.
Okay, this one.
What?
So, this one we're going to have to work backwards. Make sure you guys can do this one because we do not know the slant height. Okay? Rocco's making a conical hat for his role in the school play. The hat will have a radius of 3.5. Okay, so I'm going to put a 3.5 for the radius. And then he has 198 square inches of fabric to use to make his hat. So we actually know the lateral area of the hat. If he wants to use as much of that fabric as possible, what will the slant height be? Okay? So, watch what we're going to do here. This is one we're going to work backwards. We know it's 3.14 times the radius times the slant height. That's the general formula for lateral area. Okay? What number would we substitute in for the lateral area?
198.
We know the area that we have. So it's 198 equals 3.14 times, what do we know the radius to be?
3.5.
Put that in for the R. And then times L. We don't know that. That's the variable we're going to solve for. What do you do first? What would you do first? Go ahead. And Lee. Right. Let's combine some numbers over on that right side because they're on the same side. Everybody type that in and give me that number. I don't know what that is.
11.
Does it work out pretty close to 11? I think it was 10.9. You can either use 10.99 or a better one is 11. And then, Tara, what do you do to both sides of the south for L? Yeah, you got to work backwards. You're going to divide it by 11. And then everybody type that in. It is 18 inches. The slant height is 18 inches. Okay? There's something like that on the test on Thursday. If you know the formula, you can substitute the numbers in where they go, simplify a little bit, and solve. You guys are really good at solving equations.
Thanks, Mr. Fancy.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, let's find the whole surface area now. We've got two cones there. Okay? One time, write the whole formula up at the top maybe. You know that the surface area equals I times the radius times the slant height. That's the lateral area formula. Plus the area of one circle, because there's one circle, which is pi r squared. Take your numbers and plug them in. Okay? Surface area equals 3.14 times 4.5 times 20 plus 3.14 times 4.5 squared. Okay? I got. Anybody get the two numbers yet? I like to do two at a time. You know, I get this part done, write it down. Get this part done, write it down, and then add them later. It's the smartest way to do it. Okay? Benetti, did you get the lateral area yet? Keep working. Al, what'd you get for the lateral area?
282.6.
That's what I got. So that's the area of the side of the cone. Did you get the area of the circle yet?
63.6.
63.6. Excellent. Make sure you can get that. Leave that 63.6 on your screen. Save yourself some time, and then add them together. Al, what's the total surface area of this bad boy?
346.2.
0.2.
If you wanted to, can you just do it all in that stuff?
Well, that's what we talked about that last period. I don't know if your calculator does order of operations the best
It
way.
does.
Some of them do, some of them don't. Okay? If you wanna risk it and assume that your calculator is going to do all the order of operations correctly, you can risk it. Smarter thing to do, guys, is do it as two problems. First part, second part, add them together. Okay? And make sure you're using some number sense too. Make sure your numbers are using some estimating skills, and it should be in the right, should be close. Okay?
Yeah, like I did them separately in the beginning, but I just typed it in all together and it got
That's the same thing? That's fine. All right, try that second one. You guys can do this. Ooh. Is that a diameter or a radius for 25? How do you know it's a diameter?
It goes all the way across.
So what's the radius? If the 12.5. I hope you guys can take half of 25 in your head. 12.5. Right? 12.5 times 20. Squared. Okay. Did anybody do it as two problems? What are the two numbers? I don't have those written down here.
I just had
Anybody got it as two numbers?
a 140.
What's that?
I did it in one go, but I think one was
You get 1275.6?
I did.
1275.6?
Yeah.
That's the final answer. For some reason I did not have the two numbers written down. Inches squared, that's total surface area. Okay. Do you think you guys can find total surface area now?
Yeah.
You guys have both formulas on your sheet.
Yes.
You know where to find them, use them?
Yes. Yes. Maybe.
Here's where you're not very confident. All right, last one, find the surface area of a cone where there's no picture, they just give you the information. Okay? Draw a cone, guys. These are easy to draw. And remember, for the surface area of a cone, we need the radius and we need the slant height. The radius is 4 and the slant height is 10. Smart to draw a picture. You use the formula. Let's find the total surface area.
You know what a bugle is?
What's up, Maeve?
You guys know what a bugle is?
What?
This looks like it. Oh yeah, those chips that you put on your fingers. Yeah.
Those things are
Yeah.
fun.
Put some on their fingers.
Everyone who's ever had one.
Good point.
Sorry.
Let's go, Packers typing it in.
I know what the full answer is.
Hold on, Harrison. Don't move that yet. Let everybody catch up.
Yeah, hair. I have two. My hair is always
Yep, that's what I got. Mir, did you get it?
Yeah, 175.8.
That's what I got. 175.8 centimeters squared.
I got 120.
Oh, I've got it wrong here.
Hit clear, Billy, and type it in again. Hit clear and type it in again.
No, I did this lateral area.
What's that? Yeah, I'm going to review tomorrow and test Thursday. All right, guys, we're done with Chapter 8.